Hello, guys, and good morning, good evening. Welcome back to our channel. We are the Women of the Web. My name is Leah. I know you missed me from the last episode, and today I'm back to talk about marine biology. And with me,
Stephanie, a fellow marine biologist, also a scuba instructor since I was in the last episode. So today our topic is going to be on how we came to be marine biologists, how we first found about it, and our journey through it all along till date. So for me, I'll begin, I think,
yeah,
because mine is not too long as yours. For me, I'd say how I came to know about marine biology was my dad. Because my dad, I never knew about marine biology at all. And I think as a kid, I was so confused on what I wanted to do because
as everyone
everyone
else.
seemed like so sure. But for me, I was just this kid when I was so detached from this. Like I was thinking so much like, how do people know what to do, blah, blah, blah. But at least one day we were swimming, and then my dad saw me swimming underwater, and he was like, I think you'd be interested doing marine biology.
Yeah,
So I was like,
he was well
oh,
informed.
yeah, he was, because he's in the marine, I
Oh,
mean, in the science
oh, okay, okay, yeah.
field, but he's studying insects. So very good at his job, by the way. Um, so I was like, yeah, I was interested because, yeah, something that I'm going to be in the water. For sure, I wanted to know more. So he told me more about it. I was like, yeah, he even had a book on marine, I think
Science.
marine life in the East African region.
Oh, I know that.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, it looked interesting. So I signed up for it after my high school. I came to uni in Kilifi, did my degree, and then after uni, I did it for 1 year with a sea turtle conservancy, like I mentioned in the other video. And later on, because it didn't have so much involvement in the water, so I was like, let me just try something else that I'd be involved in the water most of my day.
Because your first love came from the water first.
Yeah. So I was like, yes, marine biology is interesting and all that, but I think I just need to be in the water first, experience the whole thing firsthand before I really know if it's something I want to pursue huko mbele, or maybe a shift to something else. But marine, definitely I'm going to pursue it. Right now, it's on hold as I strengthen my diving instructor side. So maybe eventually in future I'll be able to combine the both.
The-
So for now it's up or two on
on
pause.
pause.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an exciting
So
one. At
yeah,
least you
that's
had someone to hold you
yeah.
from childhood and give you some guidance rather.
Mm.
Mine, as I said in the first video, mine is quite long. Like my journey is long. My journey started from um, not knowing anything to knowing something, and now to specializing in that something.
Ah.
Yeah. So from I didn't grow up in the coast, so I know nothing about water.
None of us grew up in the
None of us.
coast.
So even my parents, my parents are teachers, retired teachers, so they knew nothing about that. And when I started, I come from a humble background, so we had that opportunity. There was that opportunity that comes once in a while that you have to watch TV, and then we could see the documentary. And I have said it for a long time that my inspiration came actually from the documentary, the National Geographic, where I saw people diving. Like when you look at it and you're like, oh, why there's someone like having this tank and then swimming with the fish and all that, and you're like, I can't even swim. Like I knew how to swim in the rivers and in the ponds, but in that swimming, I don't think you will put it on the same level as diving.
Yeah, yeah.
So I thought, oh, maybe this is something I can do just out of curiosity. So my dad says that sometimes I'm driven just out of curiosity, like I want adventures just to prove someone wrong, or maybe to make it look like I've done it and I know it.
Yeah.
But in the real sense, it was just I just wanted to experience that. And we grew up. I went to high school, and then I was like, when we kept on learning, and I'm like, oh, maybe that's the Navy. because now I came to understand there's a navy. When we watch all those sherehes, Jamhuri, and then we're like, oh, navy. And then we kept on asking, and we're like, navy wanafanya kwa maji. I'm like, bah, there comes it.
Were they the ones in white?
In white clothes. So I'm like, I got it. I've gotten my sector now. This is where I'm headed to.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be in the navy badly, but my mom is like, no, there's no water, nothing to do with that. So I moved on, did other things. I went and did supplies management, that's procurement, graduated, practiced for few years. And then I was like, I met someone. I went where I was working. I got to meet guys who are from the US Army. And one of the guys, because they were training us to swim, so that's when I was getting my swimming certification. I kept asking them like, oh, I want to do this. I need to learn how to swim so that when I go back to Kenya, I will learn how I will join the Navy. So he was like, oh, no, but you can't do that. Because, we used to, where I was, we were doing all these like cleanup. We going to like students, like science classes, like, what's it called? It's like conservation groups where you will go and learn
like
new
these
things.
to clubs.
To clubs. So I was like, oh, maybe that was my first love for conservation. So but I didn't know, like, I had no one to guide me through that journey and know what I loved. So I was like, perfect. And the guy was like, no, you don't have to be in the Navy. You can be a marine biologist. Do you know? So like they gave me a video and I was like watching it and I'm like, oh yeah, I think I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. So at first I knew marine biologist, I'm going to be underwater throughout. There's no office, no nothing. So it's just, I can just go get trained for like diving and then start. It was like, no, you have to do a course for that. So it's like, it challenged me. So there were like 3 guys, one Filipino and there was one Kenyan, but US citizen and another American. So they were like, you need to start swimming now. We have to certify you completely. And then we give you a challenge to look for a school so that you can go like search marine biologist and like biology and enroll. So I did the search. My friend helped me, one of my friends. And then I couldn't, like, because I was fixed to marine biology, I couldn't even Google anything to do with like any marine classes in Kenya. So I was like, marine biology. And I could see South Africa, and then I could see in America, and then I could see in Europe, and then Asia. So I was like, oh, I can't go to America, I can't go to Asia, I can't go to maybe South Africa. And then we searched, the school fees was beyond. So they were like, oh, wait. So the Filipino guy told me, you can't do it in the Philippines. It's way cheaper. So he gave me like a breakdown of how the universities work there. So I was like, oh, fine, perfect. So I searched for marine biology, looked for a uni, and I got it. But before I left, I delayed because I was scared to share it with my family and my dad. So I was doing the processes like chini chini. I will tell them, oh, I'm going somewhere, I'm going to Nairobi because I want to see someone. I'll come to Nairobi, drop my documents, go to my brother's house, sleep, and then the following morning, or sometimes I will return back home because by that time I was staying home in my mom's house. So I was like, I will drop it. I will not say anything. They were like, why did you come? I'm like, no, I just dropped some documents for a job, and then I'll go back home.
But your brother knew though?
No, they didn't know.
No one knew?
No one. Because I thought if I tell them, they will say no. So I was like, I have to do these things chini ya maji until I get my papers and all that. So by the time I was telling everyone, I would already gotten admission. And then when I was doing that, I realized I was doing it off semester. So marine biology had already been enrolled and people had already progressed. So thank God the Philippines had has that option rather. So I went, and it's weird, I enrolled as a medical student. Yeah. So that I could be able to exit the country and go and start, like, because I was given that option, like when you're in the medical field, if you haven't done medical classes, then you'll have to do pre-med. So for pre-medical classes, you'll have to do biological sciences. So I was like, if I go there, so that guy really helped me. And it's like, you can go, and then within that semester, because you'll join in the second semester, you will start with some classes. And during the first semester, when it starts in May, you will have at least some classes that you will edit, like you will get credit from. So that's how I ended up going. I started my classes. I enrolled for a medical class in a university called Central Scholar. And I was fine. It's in the Manila city in the Philippines. I went for like 1 week. I left and I was like, I got some Kenyan. So I was in communication. They were like, no, you can come. Let's look for a uni here in another island. So I
Mm-hmm.
traveled and that's how I joined back to Marine.
Yeah.
So it was a journey. It was a journey for me. I went there. I didn't know how to swim. So that's one question people ask, like, did you know how to swim? I didn't know how to swim. As I told you, I know how to swim from the rivers and the dams,
Mm-hmm.
small ones, the ones we create by ourselves. And I enrolled. I started my classes. I did my exam. So I did the exam for intake exam. I passed. I was enrolled. I started my classes mid semester. So by the time I was going in, people had already progressed. So I started like units behind. I have to keep on progressing. But I did catch up with the rest of the students. It was weird that the first time I was doing snorkeling, I almost fainted. Like I was so scared. The teacher thought I knew everything because I didn't want people to know because I was a foreigner.
Mm-hmm.
And we went out snorkeling because it's like, oh, so we have this vertebrate class. We have to go out snorkeling and so that we can identify fish. And I was like, I'm up, I'm up. And I didn't tell anyone. And we jumped in. I almost drowned.
Wait, for you guys, you actually went, you used to go for snorkeling trips to identify what?
Like it's like practical.
Ours was
So you
just in
can't like guess.
class, everything theoretical. Like
So
we weren't so
going
much in
out.
air, which
Yeah.
is
So that
one
was
thing.
a wake up call. So I lied. I don't know. One of my friends from Papua New Guinea remembers that thing. I lied. I said, "Oh, I have allergy to charcoal because there was a jiko. They were grilling fish." Because the teacher asked, "Why are you scared? Why are you like you almost fainted? What's wrong?" I said, "Teacher, I'm allergic to charcoal, so I can't like. I think it's the grilling you because they were grilling fish in the boat."
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm scared now. I don't know if I can breathe. So they put me aside, and the teacher was like, okay, because you had to do that class. So it's like, okay, come, I will hold you.
Mm-hmm.
Put on your life jacket.
Mm-hmm.
So he was holding my hand
Mm.
while I was like snorkeling and identifying. I will like come up. He will hold me so that I can write and then go back on the
Yeah.
sled
Yeah.
until we finish. So it was like a challenge. I was like, never again. So I told some of my classmates, they're from the Papua New Guineans.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, guys, you guys, we have to train. You have to train me how to snorkel because if I can't, then that's the end of me in this class.
Yeah.
Like I can't keep going. But it was fun. It's enjoyable. I've done it now up to now. It's been 5 years of practice, and let's say the 4 years of education. So it's 9 years now.
And when you were going for snorkeling, you didn't yet know how to swim
I
still.
didn't know.
Hey.
I was so scared. I don't know why. Because I thought if I tell them, and I think that's everyone's fear. If I tell them I don't know how to swim, then they will like tell me, "Oh, you can't join us for this trip. Like you can't join
Mm.
us for this class." So I
Or
thought like,
even the course, they tell
yeah,
you
because I'd
look for
seen
another
some of the
course.
classmates leave that course because we started like 13 people. By the time we were doing more practicals, we were like five. So everyone had
Mm.
exited because it was quite demanding. It was quite expensive for
Mm.
that uni where I was,
Yeah.
like marine biology in the biological school of biology of schools of arts and sciences in the
Mm-hmm.
biology department.
Mm.
Like it was one of the most expensive because like you have to pay for so many
Yeah,
activities.
yeah.
So I was like, if they say that, then I'll have to leave and then I will go back home and then everyone will laugh at me because I looked for this course myself.
Mm.
So I was scared. I think it's the fear that was holding me back. But then later on, I became a pro,
A very amazing
amazing
marine
one.
biologist, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone knows. Most people in the coast, they know you. Most organizations dealing with the marine field, they recognize Leah.
I'm
Yeah.
so grateful.
So
Thank you.
please go check her work. How will people find you?
Social media, maybe. I work for an organization. Right now, I'm working for an organization. But before, maybe to take you a little bit back, before joining this, and I know that's everyone's question, like, how do you find that space for you to be able, like now,
Mm-hmm.
you've specialized a little bit on instructions, like not specialized per se, but more of like right now you're in that space of
Yeah.
uh,
Uh,
pad instructor.
uh-huh.
Myself, I'm still a bit confused because I haven't specialized. The thing with marine biology is more of
It's
like it was so
wide.
wide that you get to specialize when you're in your masters.
Yeah.
So that's when someone will tell you, oh, I'm a marine ecologist, because marine biology is wide. We
It's
have
very
deep sea marine biologists, we have benthic, we have ecologists, we have like population. The one like right now, I classify myself like someone because I'm working in an organization that deals with a wide range of research. I'm in both benthic, I'm in population, and I'm in ecology. Like we are studying population, and then we are doing benthic where we are studying like other marine organisms like living in the
in the
on the yeah, in the
benthic
benthic
zone.
zone. And then we are doing ecology because now we are specializing in a species.
And what specific benthic species are species that stay
Yeah,
on the
those are like sponges,
bottom of the
bottom, yeah.
ocean.
The sponges, the corals,
So
secret.
all those you're studying.
Like now, if I'm doing like, if you are doing ecology, then definitely somehow somewhere you will have to connect all the three branches of marine. So I'm still not specialized, but I identify. That's why I don't identify myself as um, maybe let's say fish ecologists, like people from mostly fishes. The guy is working with the fisheries department. Like I can't specialize. I can't tell you I'm like you can't specialize. Like you're saying I'm an instructor. I can't say I'm just a general marine
Marine
biologist.
biologist.
Yeah, but it's so wide that so much happening, and it's not all about diving, guys. There's so much
It's
lab
not.
work. Most marine biologists actually spend out of the 12 months we have, I think 3 months out,
And that's
the
why I
serious ones.
switched because I needed some water.
This
Hey.
like the ones who have specialized, and you will see them in the lab for the next 9 months
Yeah.
or something.
So you go collect samples,
Pause.
let's say for like a day or two, then the rest of the month, let's say half a year, you're just doing
Lab
data
analysis, yeah.
analysis, reports, what. It's a lot of
It's a lot of work,
work.
and it needs, that's why you need to have the passion,
Yeah,
you need to
for
have
sure.
the drive, because diving alone is not uh, uh, um, what is it called, it's not an easy sport. It's part of a sport, and
Yeah.
it requires a lot, and it's expensive. So please, I don't know, just give the advanced marine biologists or scientists the flowers, because it takes a lot, it drains a lot, and but it's an enjoyable one. If you get to love it, then you enjoy it a lot, and don't be limited. Just that's my that's something like it's my call or cry to everyone. Yeah, it's like just enjoy every single moment. Even an instructor, as she is, she has to find somewhere, some time. She will have to come back and balance all of them.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think for me, I shifted because I wasn't so because, like we said, marine biology is so wide. So I was so confused on because on your degree level, you're just taught general stuff. And the thing I didn't like about the uni I went to, they focused so much on the fisheries side. So this ecology stuff, other stuff, it wasn't so
So
much,
much of it. Yeah.
yeah, of it. Because I remember even when we were doing the school attachment, I personally went to the dean. Is it the dean? They call him the dean. Dean that time. I was like, me, I don't want any attachment regarding fisheries. Just look for marine conservation. Because for me, I think marine
Conservation.
conservation has been something I wanted to do. Not like marine conservation, but conservation generally, land, ocean. Because I think growing up in a natural environment where you're surrounded by nature, you just learn to live, yani, together
So,
with
yeah,
nature.
exactly.
So for me, I knew for sure I want to do conservation. So yeah, the lake helped. I got attached at World Wildlife Fund for Nature (WWF). That's where I did my attachment, and I learned
You
a
got
lot of
exposed.
but still, after finishing uni, I was still confused because my parents were insisting that I go for my masters, but I was still like,
You need to find her.
I'm not there yet. So I decided to just do something different, that I'm more involved in the water, so that because when you're interacting with the water, especially in the ocean under there, like I think it makes you more interested in that field, so that maybe eventually as a marine biologist I'd want to know more about this and
Something, yeah.
something like that. So yeah, I'm still looking for inspiration.
You will get it. It's coming.
Yeah.
That's why we have this platform to inspire others. Mine, I think it's my uni. I thank God. First of all, I thank God. Like I was able to get people to guide me to a very. It was one of the strict universities. Like
And
it's
for you,
like
you had so much exposure, so
and
it
then
was
we
easy for
had
you
that
to
one
know.
where like every time it was like more of a must for us to dive like
Yeah.
during the first year,
Oh,
because
wow.
you are assisting so many students, like you are assisting master students collect data, you're assisting PhD students. And also it was part of like every subject that we had to write a proposal and do some research. So if your proposal aligns well with diving, then you get to dive, because the school had a dive center, so you could use the
Wow.
equipment as much as you want. And we wanted that because that's part of your school fees. If you don't use it, then someone else uses it. And then it was, I think, also because the Philippines sits on the coral triangle, like where the marine life like thrives so much,
Yeah.
and there's so much study happening there. It exposed me to a lot of stuff. So when I was coming in, I just wanted to see where I fit first. So when I started with the first organization for my volunteer, I was like doing seagrass, I was doing rocks, what is it called,
Cool.
sharks and rays. Like I was doing that,
Wow.
and then I shifted. I was like, 3 months gone, I think I know what I'm doing. I already know people. Like it was part of my networking journey. And then I moved to coral restoration. So there I was there for like also 3 months. I was like, now I've pushed so much in my diving now. And then now I got it on the sea turtle conservation. And I've been stuck here. Because like it's so wide that it's it puts you in a position where you feel like, oh, maybe one more time. And before I shift, let me look for something else again before I move to another.
Yeah.
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 So I feel like right now, if I was to do my masters, because I had to defer twice, because I was like, oh, maybe I'm not doing the right thing. And I didn't have a mentor, like someone I didn't get to choose or to find a mentor in Kenya early. And like in the Philippines, my advisor, my curriculum advisor was like walking through the journey with me until I got to Kenya back again. So I was like, I still don't know what I want, because I used to love what I was doing. But I'm like, I don't enjoy. I will do it for 3 months and I'll be like, I'm done. I'm moving on to something else. Because at that time, I wasn't looking even at the pay. I was just like, I'm enjoying diving, moving up, going into the water, because I'm doing nothing. I'm not analyzing anyone's data. I'm just collecting people's data. And I'm like, this is the fun part of marine. Until you get to a point where you are told now you manage the database. And you're like, oops, this is a different picture of marine. But I'm so grateful that that opportunity came, and I'm so grateful for the people that have come behind me that feel inspired. Personally, I feel like some people get inspired knowing that by the time I was diving here, people are like, oh, so you are the only kissy girl diving now, we can't find another one. And I was like, oh, I'm doing it. So like it pushed me
Yeah.
more. And I feel like with discussions like this, I feel like there are so many people, maybe guys watching us, who feel like they've lost it somewhere. I've had people, I've had maybe interns, or where I've interned before or volunteered, that are like, I'm not going back to the water. I'm not a marine biologist. Like I got this course because it was selected for me. So people like graduate and stop it there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have, as much as it's a small field, and we have less scientists or marine biologists in Kenya, it's not because we don't have people who have graduated. It's basically more of, there is no one holding their hands. Like no one has, just like you said, you were more focused. Like this uni was more focused into fisheries, and when someone comes out and they realize fisheries already overcrowded,
It is.
they get like they don't find the motivation to move on.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to happen. It's only 5% of the ocean that has been explored. So there's still so much to be done. There's still so much to explore. And conservation is not only about, or marine biology is not only about diving. You can just connect communities with marine biology. Like you can be both. So if you someone who's pursuing marine biology or want to pursue marine biology, you can reach out to us, to the Women of the Wave, and we will answer any questions that you have, and hope that you get inspired by our journeys. And we hope that going forward, they will get to see more of us. We are three. One of us is an instructor. That's why she's not here. This is the marine
The
sector,
marine girlies.
the girlies. So next time, we hope that we all be there, the three of us, enjoying the conversations. And please don't forget to like our page, subscribe, and tap on that notification bell so that you get alerted when we have our video up. And we hope that we bring you more. Tell us what you want to hear from us.
Please.
Please. We want to produce more videos, but we also want to get inspiration also from you guys.
Yeah, we at least we talk about also what you guys want us to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.
See you next time.
Next time.